trailers always look good, right?
Yep.
But I feel like with DC, they don't always look good, and this is the best put together trailer that I've seen them have. And I said this is going to be the best thing they've ever done. It looks like it. Is this the best thing DC has done so far?
It's pretty okay.
I did not, unfortunately, have time to see Wonder Woman this weekend, but our movie connoisseur, Aaron Hubbard, has seen it, and he's going to join us once again. If you're not familiar, he joined us Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We talked about that a couple weeks ago, and we had differing opinions on that, but one of the things we agreed on is that we were both super excited for Wonder Woman. What's going on, Aaron?
Not much, man.
So you saw Wonder Woman, and your initial thoughts were going into it. You had high expectations, or were you kind of measured because DC has been disappointing some people. Even though you seem like you're a DC guy, what were your expectations going into the movie?
I was nervous until about a week before, just because I know, not necessarily nervous that I wouldn't like the film. I know both Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman were very divisive among people. It's critically panned, yet each film has a cult following of really dedicated fans, and I happen to fall in that category. But it is kind of just tiresome to not like a movie that everybody else just likes. I want to be part of the hype too. So up until a week before, I started seeing things about really positive reviews, and I kind of saw that those were the same people that gave early reviews for Batman versus Superman that also gave it positive reviews. I was like, okay, so these people might have a little bit of bias, like I would. But once we hit it was like a couple days before the movie came out, they lifted the embargo, and critics and everyone could release their statements and their reviews of the film, and it was like 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is like the highest comic book movie rating on Rotten Tomatoes at the time. Now it's fallen down to like 94%, which is the same rating that The Dark Knight has. But once I saw that, I was like, okay, everything all the fears I have been, I can just go into this expecting it to be awesome.
When I saw the trailer, and it's really weird because trailers always look good, right?
Yep.
But I feel like with DC, they don't always look good, and this is the best put together trailer that I've seen them have. And I said, this is going to be the best thing they've ever done. It looks like it. Is this the best thing DC has done so far?
It is the best thing DC's put out since the Dark Knight trilogy. It's better than Batman vs. Superman. It's better than Man of Steel. It's definitely better than Suicide Squad. And this is coming from a guy, because I talked to my brother-in-law, I said that. He said, that's not really a hard thing to accomplish, but this is coming from me who actually likes those films.
Yeah.
And I still say it's the best thing that they've ever done.
Now, did they flip this character a little bit? Because in Batman vs. Superman, I walked away from that movie saying, that's your Wonder Woman. Like, I didn't feel like she had anything to do with the Wonder Woman that we've come to know and love. I felt like she was grossly miscast, and she kind of seemed like this debutante, kind of, almost in the reign of a Paris Hilton or Kim Kardashian with the way that she was portrayed in that movie early on. Did they change that character up at all, or did they kind of just pretend that didn't happen? Or what is selling people to say that, okay, now we accept you as Wonder Woman? Because I see people accepting, as Wonder Woman, and they weren't doing that before.
Well, actually, if you look at the people that even dislike Batman versus Superman, most of those people that walked away from those movies said that the one shining moment in that film was Wonder Woman and Ben Affleck's Batman. Those were the two big things that people did walk away having a positive opinion about, mostly from the Batman versus Superman movie. I do think, and when she was cast, I wasn't familiar with her as an actress. I know a lot of people said she's too skinny, she doesn't have boobs to play the part. But I was just so glad that Ronda Rousey was not playing Wonder Woman. And Gal Gadot, she just got a certain grace to her personality. She's just like such a sweet person in real life, and that's kind of what I want in my Wonder Woman, someone who's got compassion but also has a sort of strength to her. And you definitely see that more so in this movie just because it stars her. They give her that chance. And a lot of people actually talking about how she was miscast when they were upset and they saw her. They talked about her performances in like the Fast and Furious movies and how stale she was as an actress, and and she kind of redeemed herself a little bit in Batman versus Superman in that regard. But in this movie, she shined. She had great chemistry with Chris Pine, and in her scenes when she was, not relying on somebody else, she was great, and that's probably credit to Patty Jenkins, the director of Wonder Woman, who worked with her closely on this film and made sure that she got the character right, and she did. And the character you see in this movie is different from the one you see in Batman versus Superman. The one in Batman versus Superman, it takes place in our day and age, and she's mature, she's not naive to our world, and
that was one of the
origin story.
Yeah, that was one of the things
she's
that
very naive.
I was certainly concerned about in America, and going back to you said that a lot of people were happy with what they saw from her in Batman vs Superman. That's actually a crazy thing to me, because I thought that Ben Affleck, he was someone who we were really upset about being cast also, the same way with Wonder Woman. I thought Ben Affleck, I agree with you, he was a good Batman, but I felt like he was a bad Bruce Wayne, if that makes sense.
Sure.
But it's funny that you should say that, because I felt like, in America, Wonder Woman is this strong symbol of something, and I didn't feel like she was a strong woman when I had seen her before in anything, just as an actress or
Right.
in Batman vs Superman. And there was a tweet that that I saw the other day on Twitter that from Parker Malloy. I don't even know who he is, but he's verified on Twitter. And it talked about a Fox News segment that was talking about the Wonder Woman movie, and it says, Fox News wants to know why Wonder Woman, a character not from America, isn't as American as they like her to be. And I was like, oh, he's taking a dig at Fox News, as everyone likes to do. But I kind of agree with that. Wonder Woman is a symbol for a strong woman in America, even though storyline, she's not American. But you don't have to be from America to be American. And I know that plenty of women like my wife, look at Wonder Woman a certain way and kind of see themselves in Wonder Woman, especially if you look back at the show from the 70s or whatever it was. And Godot, whatever you want to call her, does not look like them. But I have to admit, from seeing her in the trailer, she was kind of killing it. It looked like she was killing it. And I do not want to like this movie, but I just know that I feel like I'm going to from talking to you, because like you said, the American woman is a curvy woman. She's not a supermodel like this Wonder Woman. And Ronda Rousey would have been a horrible Wonder Woman, but I think Gina Carano could have done it. You know what I mean? I think there are women that they could have cast better, but it seems like we're going to have to respect the performance in this movie.
You guys keep saying Wonder Woman. I think you guys mean Superwoman.
That is a completely different person.
Conversation earlier, Brandon. You were wrong.
That's a completely different person.
I was talking to Aaron this morning, and I kept saying Superwoman, and he was just looking at me like I was an idiot.
All right, two more quick questions, and Brandon has contributed nothing to the segment so far, as he usually
Yes.
does. We'll have to get a movie on that you can actually,
usual.
as you can relate to. Maybe we'll review Captain Underpants or something sometime, so maybe you'll see that one.
Fast and Furious?
Oh my gosh.
Count me out on that one.
Yeah, can we, it doesn't seem like people are being critical of this movie, but one thing I hate on social media is that it seems like we are not allowed to be critical of movies starring women, and it's starting to kind of tick me off, because like when that Ghostbusters trailer dropped and I saw it for the first time, I was like, this is not funny. And I wanted it to be funny, but it wasn't funny to me. And people were getting mad like, oh, you're just saying that because it's women. If it were men doing it, then you would be laughing. And I'm like, nah, it wasn't funny. I can do that with black movies too. Like Tyler Perry movies suck. Like I have no problem saying that. Like, when are we going to get to the point where we are allowed to criticize women in lead roles in movies? Is this something that's going to help the case for women, or what?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely complaints to this, and this isn't the first female superhero movie. I mean, this is the first one that's actually been successful. So maybe people are a little defensive when anybody says anything negative, but it does have its flaws. If I was to point out any flaws, I'd say that the CGI was a little shoddy here and there, but it didn't take me out of the movie, and they might have overdone the slow-mo a little bit. But everything else, dude, I'm telling you what, was darn near perfect. It had great pacing. Talking about, going back to what you said about the American woman, I think she represents what that strong American woman is, not so much in her visual appearance, because she's very tall and slender, but she's standing there in conversations with military men who, in a time, did not even give word to women or want to hear their opinion, and she's speaking up and telling them, hey, you guys are fools, you guys need to straighten up and listen to reason. And she very much has a voice of power without being a nag. You know what I mean? if I can say that and not be.
That's all right. You heard it here first. Aaron Hubbard just called American women short and fat, and he also said they dag. You heard it here first.
My man.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You can run and tell my city I'm on, I'm on, I'm on, I'm on, I'm on, I'm on. You can run and tell my city it's on.